So now it's my honor to introduce our very first Ed Talk of the day, and again, very much focused on attracting talent. Today we have Sharon Hulce with us, who is a thought leader in employment and recruiting. She is the president and CEO of Employment Resource Group in Appleton and has a 20-year professional career within the executive search industry. Hulce is considered one of the top 75 recruiters in the country through her selection into the Pinnacle Society. She is also recognized for her understanding of the emotional intelligence, competencies, and the knowledge necessary to successfully integrate new hires into a corporate culture. Sharon Hulce certainly knows how to bring talent right here to northeastern Wisconsin. Her firm, ERG, has helped hundreds of organizations throughout our region attract talent. So please join me in welcoming Sharon Hulce.
All right. Good morning, everyone. I am so excited to be here to talk to you about a subject, obviously, I'm very passionate about, talent. You know, one of the things I love the most of my job is I get to watch companies literally double and triple and sometimes quadruple their revenues, not through product innovation, not through capital investment, and not through technology advances, but through engaging, hiring, and retaining the best and brightest. So I love what I do every day. Now, at Employment Resource Group, we work nationwide. So we understand what it's like to be on the East Coast and West Coast as well as be in the Midwest. And I will tell you what we have here is very special. We place between $3 and $9 million in new salaries every year in this state. So needless to say, we are incredibly passionate about what it is we do here in Wisconsin. But I will tell you, 20 years in executive search, it's really changed since I started. When I first started, the message was pretty simple. Those of us in the room that have been in business 20, 30 years, we wanted to raise our families in a place that was safe. We wanted to be family friendly, great education, great schools, great healthcare, and all of that is still incredibly important. But today's new leader wants more than that. They want to work for a place that has a cause and a purpose. So the message is changing, and what I want to share with you today is what we're doing to help to keep bringing those great people and keep retaining the great people here in Northeast Wisconsin. But you know, I think it's important you get a little bit of insight into a day in the life of Sharon Hulce, because most people we recruit really don't know where Wisconsin is. They think it's in Canada. So I'm going to show you a video of the day in life of Sharon Hulce.
Hello. Hi, Ms. Smith. Sharon Hulce calling from ERG. I'm working on a senior level executive VP role for one of my favorite clients. They have an amazing story to tell. They literally save lives with their products. In looking through your information, you appear to have the right credentials for the role, and it would be a promotion for you. The company is located in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin? Wisconsin?
Roll out the barrel, we'll have a barrel of fun. Roll out the barrel, we got the blues on the run. Sing, boom, tarara.
Really? Thank you, media, for helping make my job that much easier. You know, everybody in the room, we have 600 plus in the room. If you could just help the people keep their clothes on at the Packer game, that would really be a great start. Yeah, I love the media and what they do for Wisconsin. And the reality is, people who've never been to Wisconsin, that's exactly what they think this is all about. Cows, beer, well, we are beer. Cows, beer, cold, and the Packers. But here's the reality, and I tell everybody this, listen, if you're in the upper part of the United States, and now there's some, you know, there's obviously some that don't apply to this, but if you're in the upper part of the United States, you're going to go at some point in the year from a heated home to a heated car to a heated office building. And if you're in the southern part of the United States, you're going to go from an air-conditioned home to an air-conditioned car to an air-conditioned building. Pick which one you want. It really doesn't matter. We love our heated home, heated car, and heated building. Yes, we get snow, but it's really not that bad. All right, so I'm going to talk about 3 things. There's a million things that we talk about that makes Wisconsin great. But I'm going to talk about 3 things that we use to sell people on wanting to come to our great state and be engaged with our employers. The first one is, and this is so true, just look around the room. I hate to tell you, but we're a really competitive group. We don't follow best practices, we set them. You think about everything that has happened, all the economic development in our area. I'm here to tell you, we lead the pack. We are not happy being status quo. We want to win. So when I'm talking to people, again, the media image is what they see in their mind when I say the positions in Wisconsin. So I'll say, Mr. or Mrs. Candidate, you're familiar with Time Magazine, correct? Time Magazine, Automotive Dealer of the Year. He lives right here in Northeast Wisconsin. Forbes and Fortune Magazine, Top 50 Most Powerful Woman. She lives here too. She happens to co-chair New North. She told me not to say that. You know what? The guy who wrote the music, composed the music, Frosty the Snowman, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, great time of year to be talking about this. Maury Laws lives right here in Northeast Wisconsin. Heck, when the Bush's Baked Beans commercial were on TV, and you know the guy with the dog, he lives here too. He flies every week to go to work. You know what everybody would say when I say that though? Have you met the dog? No, I don't think that's really his dog. I hate to break anybody's heart, but it's not really his dog. So that's number 1. You have to tell them about the brilliancy and brain trust we have here. Look around the room. I mean, we have so many wonderful people, 63 billion-dollar corporations, headquartered or have significant presence from Green Bay to Fond du Lac. There's no dummies running those companies. It is significant. Number 2, and this is my favorite. How many of you have ever had to ask someone for money? Lots of people in the room, right? Recruiting is no different than fundraising. You have to be a great storyteller. And if you can't tell your story of your company in an emotional way that makes a personal connection, today's leader will not want to come to work for your organization. They want a purpose, they want a mission, and they want a cause. And it's not pretty words on a plaque in the foyer of your office. They want to feel a difference. Now, we have a client that does an amazing job with this. They figured out how to take marketing and human resources and tie the 2 together. I'm going to show you one of my favorite videos of an organization that truly understands how to sell their purpose. Let's run the video. Did you not feel the pride coming out of that video and the emotional connection? So when I'm talking to a candidate for Oshkosh Defense, I would say, listen, I just watched this video and I have to tell you about it. These are ordinary people. They're just like you and me. And they were sitting and they were doing their jobs and they're showing the vehicles, and it was a great video. And all of a sudden, those same people are standing in a parking lot and they have pictures of their sons and their daughters and their moms and their dads. The most emotional part for me was when the gal turned her phone and said, at home, we call him Daddy. Why wouldn't you want to be a part of an organization that brings home lives by what it is they do? That's how you sell a story. And how you sell your story is up to you, but you need to sell it in a way that when they hang up the phone, they want to be a part of what it is you have to sell. Last but not least, and this is a big one, you saw some of the statistics that Jerry shared. Here's the one that scares me the most. It's great for my business, right? But it scares me to death because we have the same challenge you have, and that is finding great people. Within the next 3 to 5 years, the most baby boomers will be retiring. Of all the states in the union, the number one loss of workers through baby boom retirement is Wisconsin. We have the most people retiring of anyone. They are the people who today run your machines and sell your products and innovate your products. And if we don't start getting prepared for this now, we will be in trouble 3 to 5 years from now. We've been pretty isolated. That's one of the things I love about where we live, is we are fairly isolated to a lot of the bad recession and some of the things that happen, but we will not be isolated by this because we're leading the pack in number of people who'll be retiring. Now, the companies that we have, that we work with hundreds of companies in our area. The ones that are winning the war on talent today have figured it out. And that is, you hire for competency, not just resume. Let me give you an example of what I mean. Remember that athlete in high school that you sort of hated him because he was good at everything, right? Basketball, football, baseball, it didn't matter what the sport was. He just was naturally gifted and was great at everything. Or the gal in chem class that never cracked a book and got a straight A. Those are natural gifts. They're in your DNA. Now, here's the thing I know unequivocally after 20 years of search. Every single one of you have natural gifts right in your DNA. You didn't educate yourself to them. You didn't train yourself. For whatever reason, you were just born with these natural gifts. Figuring out what your natural gift is, hiring people to their natural gift, and putting them into that role, they will excel and thrive in their work environment. When people come and visit me and say, I make really great money, but I don't fit, it's normally that. They're not maximizing their natural gifts. So hire to competency. Don't just hire because their resume looks good. 9 times out of 10, they're coming from a culture that's very different than yours, and it doesn't work anyway. So I would tell you this, 3 things. Now, again, we have a million tools in our arsenal to get people excited about where it is we live. And we love where we live, so it's easy to share the passion and the excitement and the stories of all the amazing companies that you represent out there. But 3 things I want to just, again, quickly highlight. Number 1, tell people. Don't just assume they know about the brilliant people and the brain trust we have in Northeast Wisconsin. Because, again, the media doesn't help us in selling what Wisconsin is really about, and that's the heart of the people here. Number 2, you have to be a great storyteller. You have to tell your story in a way that talks about purpose and mission and about why it is you exist every day. Don't say, we've been in business 3 generations and we're financially sound, so you should want to work for us. Because that's not the story that people want to hear anymore. They want to know what it is that makes you special, and you need to connect on a very emotional level. And then number 3, hire for competency, not for resume. I've always been a big believer, if you hire great attitude, you can train them to do many wonderful things. I wish you all a very prosperous 2017. And if you need anything, I am here to help because I love where we live and I want us to continue to bring in the best and brightest. Thank you.